Friends, this is a deeply emotional story. The mother lay quietly on a hospital bed at Mount Sinai Hospital, New York, her frail body surrounded by the soft beeping of medical machines. Outside, in the long white corridor, her two sons and one daughter paced back and forth, anxiety written across their faces. They were worried about their mother's health, but beneath that worry lay a heavier, unspoken question. Who would take her home if she survived? As long as their mother was healthy, she had lived alone in her old Queens apartment, independent, proud, and unwilling to be a burden on her children. But now, that was no longer safe. Leaving her alone again could be dangerous. And worse, people would talk. Her kids live in the same city, neighbors would whisper, and still she's all alone. For nearly an hour, the siblings stood in silence, each lost in private calculations. Finally, the youngest, the daughter, spoke. She looked at her older brother and said gently, "David, you're the eldest. Maybe Mom should stay with you for a while, at least until she gets better." David didn't respond immediately. He glanced at his wife, standing a few steps away. Then he said firmly, "I don't agree that being the oldest automatically makes this my responsibility. You know, both my wife and I work full-time. Mom would need someone with her around the clock. That just isn't realistic for us." After a pause, he added, "Sarah, you work from home. Why don't you take Mom in? Don't worry about money. I'll help cover the expenses." Sarah's face tightened. "David," she said quietly, "you know it's not that simple." Her voice trailed off, weighed down by emotions she couldn't explain. And there, in a hospital hallway in New York, while their mother struggled for life inside, her children were unknowingly dividing her existence into convenience, schedules, and excuses, as if she were a responsibility, not the woman who once held all three of them in the same pair of arms. "I love Mom more than anything," Sarah said, her voice shaking. "But you also know my in-laws. They already think I rely on my brothers too much. I can't give them another reason to judge me. It would be better if Mom stayed with Michael." David nodded slowly. Yes, Mom should stay with Michael. The youngest brother, Michael, looked stunned. "What are you talking about? Have you noticed Mom never stays at my place for more than 2 days? She never feels comfortable there. If she couldn't stay even that long, how do you expect her to live there permanently?" His voice was calm but firm. Before the discussion could go any further, a nurse hurried down the corridor. "Are you family of Margaret Williams, room 412? The doctor needs to see you immediately." Panic spread across their faces. All three rushed toward the doctor's office. The doctor stood there with a grave expression. "I'm very sorry," he said softly. "We did everything we could, but we couldn't save your mother." A thin layer of grief covered their faces, eyes filled with tears, shoulders slumped. Yet deep inside, hidden in the quiet corners of their hearts, there was also an unspoken sense of relief. No more responsibility, no more disruption, no more difficult decisions. Friends, this story reflects a painful truth of modern society. People are not always what they appear to be. A mother raises her children with endless love, through sleepless nights, sacrifices, and silent prayers. But when that same mother grows old and fragile, even all her children together hesitate to care for her. Or worse, they simply don't want to. Never forget this truth. The way you treat your parents is the way life will one day treat you. Care for your parents. Honor your elders. They gave up their dreams so you could live yours. You may not understand their sacrifices today, but one day you will. We'll meet again with another story. Until then, stay kind, stay grateful.